Well, thank you for that question, and I was hoping you would ask a question on foreign policy. I have a PhD in international relations, and like you said, I spent 17 years as a United Nations official. So I know a thing or two about the world, and I have massive, huge global exposure and global networks. Now, but you see, the first thing about foreign policy, in my own thinking, is that I want, as president of Nigeria, that Nigeria should be strong at home and powerful abroad. You see, your foreign policy is a reflection of your domestic conditions. If your domestic economy is weak, if the country is only a country but not a nation, it's totally divided, there cannot be unity of purpose. There cannot be a common national ambition. So this is the thing. So we must be strong at home, powerful abroad. So the basis, the very beginning of foreign policy is our domestic policy, especially our economic policy, our security policy, and governance more broadly. When we have this well organized, it becomes easier to project power and national interest abroad, and you will be respected. Nigeria has a number of attributes: population, a lot of brilliant people. And so I believe that we will have to run a foreign policy that begins to put Nigeria's interest first. Nigeria's interests will have to come first. Of course, we have good neighbors, and we will be neighboring. We will also collaborate with multilateral organizations. We have other partners, whether the developed countries or other countries as well. But I think we should achieve what I call a win-win scenario, where Nigeria can collaborate with the rest of the world in the Committee of Nations without shortchanging its fundamental interests. That's the point, because your first responsibility is to the people of Nigeria as president. Your first responsibility is not to people abroad. This is the mistake we often make. So charity must begin at home, and then we take it out. So I want my foreign policy will be based strongly on a projection of Nigeria's interest and Nigeria's influence. And we will work with other countries, not in an isolationist way. We'll work with other countries, including former colonial partners, including countries like Russia and China, but always making sure that it's a win-win situation. And I'm not sure that that is what is happening today. It seems that Nigeria's interests are being traded away, and because we don't have, a lot of our policy making in Nigeria today is not informed by strong intellectual foundations. It's not informed by an understanding of foreign policy, the theory and practice of foreign policy. I want to say something. Many people always say, oh, practical, practical, practical. The truth is, if you cannot think it, you cannot do it practically, effectively. If you cannot conceptualize it, you cannot execute it. Everything that works in practice well is based on a sound theory. And that is why I believe that in terms of foreign policy, our diplomats have to be very well trained. I will establish a Foreign Service Commission, separate from this Federal Civil Service Commission, to focus on the unique needs of the Foreign Service. We will invest money. I think the foreign affairs budget is probably 1% or less than 1% of the Nigerian budget. I mean, this is a joke. How can a country like Nigeria, how do you think you can project yourself abroad effectively if you're not spending resources on training, equipping your missions, and an understanding of the world? We will make sure that those who represent us are well trained. We cannot just see ambassadorships as just a place where you send failed politicians on exile. That's not how it works. You ran for governor, you didn't win, you become ambassador. This is not, sure, there's always room for the appointment of politicians as ambassadors. Every country does it. But I think we should have a balance whereby career, well-trained foreign service officers are more in number than political appointees. And the foreign service itself is depoliticized and made exclusively merit-based.